Hola mi gente, welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Jasmine Navarrete. We're doing something a little bit different tonight. In honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, I caught up with local high school athletes who embrace their cultural roots. We're going to dabble into soccer and a little bit of football as these young athletes share what it means for them to be Hispanic. Let's take a look. For Coconino football cornerback junior Andy Reese, there's nothing to be ashamed of for being Mexican. On the contrary, he loves it.
Some people are ashamed of who they are and where they come from, but honestly, I take it in and embrace it. I think it's a great thing to be Mexican. It just shows others that you don't need to be ashamed for what you really are.
Embracing his Mexican roots means embracing the language. Spanish keeps Andy connected to his roots, and for his teammate senior running back Manuel Cardosa, being bilingual is an opportunity to help and lead.
It's always good to just put it out there and show people you're bilingual and have that special skill.
The language seems to be what keeps these young athletes connected to their cultural background. For NPA girls soccer senior goalie Maddie Carlson, being bilingual is the beauty in disguise, especially when trying to execute gameplay.
It definitely helps my game, even with sometimes there can be some prejudice against, if I see some other players talking Spanish to each other and some other teams will be like, oh, they're talking Spanish. But it's definitely a strategy, but it's also helpful to us in different ways.
NPA girls soccer is not the only team that uses Spanish as a skill on the field. Across town, the Panthers follow a similar strategy.
Sometimes me and my teammates who speak Spanish, we just kind of yell out in Spanish, mess around, kind of give our calls out in Spanish just to mess with the scout so they don't know what we're saying.
The language is not the only thing that these young players appreciate about their Hispanic background. They're more appreciative of the sense of family it helps create on the field.
I think it brings us closer as a team. It makes us feel more like family, embracing each other's differences.
Now, moving on to another athlete who stays connected to his roots through his strong cultural values. The NAU football team embraces diversity, and one of their players, kicker Luis Aguilar, is proud of his Hispanic background. He carries the traits he values most every time he steps on the field. I caught up with Aguilar about those proud Mexican connections. NAU kicker Luis Aguilar grew up in Nogales, Arizona, close to the Mexican border. The city's cultural presence and strong Hispanic values is what makes Aguilar a proud native. Despite pursuing his athletic and educational career in Flagstaff, for him, Nogales will always be home.
Nogales holds a special place in my heart, just the diversity and the cultural background, the values. His Hispanic values are really strong. We're all about family, and we all know each other very well, and we take care of each other.
Family is what keeps Aguilar motivated on and off the field. Aguilar, who set the program's record for single-season field goal percentage last season and ended with 22 of 25 on field goals and a perfect 52 of 52 on extra points, has had a lot of success. This success stems from one value: love.
A lot of love. I think I've always grown up in just a loving household. My parents definitely spoiled me, and I think just that love and that family orientation, I kind of take it everywhere.
That sense of family was immediate when he joined the NAU football team. The team already had a lot of players with different cultural backgrounds, which only made NAU stronger. Adding something new to the table, he was welcomed with open arms.
Being in the football team, with the other specialists and the other teammates, we kind of all have that same trait where we're all family, we're a brotherhood. We love each other, we look out for one another, we take care of each other.
The idea of family has been instilled in Aguilar since he was a child, but that's not the only value he admires. For him, being Mexican means being hardworking.
We're not lazy. We work hard for our money, we provide. We take care of our families. I think that's kind of just what we are. We're providers, and we support our friends and family.
Going into his 5th year in the NAU football program, Aguilar will never forget where he came from. Despite being 5 hours away from home, he always manages to stay connected to his roots, whether it is through the food, the people, or his cultural values. We have a proud Latinx community here in Flagstaff, and as a proud member myself, being Mexican gives me a sense of identity and has instilled strong cultural values that I proudly use today. In a place where there's so much division, be kind. That's all I have for sports tonight, but stay tuned because there's more weather updates after the break.